Okay, you guys, this is like from a whole different angle. Okay, so I got sent an article this morning that was basically written by a rescue, and it addressed a lot of things about kill pins that they wrote to suit their vendetta. And I thought today, while we have like a really rainy day, let me address this. Let me talk to you guys about it. I know that there are going to be people that watch this video who are never going to agree with my mindset. They're never going to be in agreement with slaughter, and that's okay. But here's what I do have to say. I read the entire article because I'm extremely open-minded. And the one thing that I keep seeing in these types of articles is that they say that kill buyers have contracts, and that's not the truth. There's not a kill buyer in the United States that can come to you with a contract that's been written out. That's just not how it is, because none of us can guarantee how many horses a week we're going to buy. So what I can tell you from actually living with a kill buyer is that it's not like people say it is. All kill buyers are horse traders first, almost all of them. They're kill buyers second. Anytime a horse can be resold at another auction for more money, or a horse can be traded on at a catalog sale or sold back to the public, there's profit to be made there, so those horses are offered there. Where the kill pins went wrong, I guess, is that instead of being honest with you guys, they put a ship date on horses, meaning buy the horse by this date or I'm going to ship it to slaughter. And that was their way of, I guess, instilling fear in people to get them to hurry up and buy them. Now, I get it. I get it because the horses only have 1 week here. But I have been honest with you guys, and I've said the reason that we have to have a date for them to go back is not because that might be their exact ship date. And a lot of times horses have left here. We've only had one that it was a possibility to leave here and to go back to Pitkin, and it was still going to be available at Pitkin for a couple of days before it shipped. Now, the value of leaving them here is that they're still quarantined. So what I'm trying to say is that it is important to be honest and to just say the reason the horses have ship dates is simply because, even when they leave here, is because at some point a horse is eating up more profit than what they can make. Meaning if that horse is going to have to go to slaughter, it's only worth so many dollars. And if it takes $50 to feed that horse for the week, hold on 1 second. Oh, hang on. Hello? Hey, so the mare is just there, I guess. She wants x-rays of her stifles. Did she talk to you? Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, and that's fine. I had that mare vetted when I bought her because I paid quite a bit for her. And that was 2.5 years ago. And I called the vet that did it at ESMS, and they did it on the racehorse side. And he didn't keep the records that long, like on the mobile. So he told me I could probably call the clinic and get them, but they were like, well, that's in New Mexico and we have to call the so that's why I just don't have the ones when I bought her. It was like, they have them, they just need to find them, I guess. So she's just wanting them redone, which is fine. Fine. She is, and she's gonna do the surgery on Sierra for me. On the mare with the kissing spine. Yeah, so she does that. They specialize in that. So, yeah. So, it's in Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, she's just super nice, but she is a vet, and I already called. At first, we were going to just compare the x-rays, but anyway, ESMS will get them. They just have to locate them. I don't know. I mean, but you know how that is with them because they have the racehorse side of things, and they were done at the track when I bought her at Redosa Downs. So they're in the cloud. We just got to figure out where in the cloud. So I think that that's what we need to figure out, is where in the cloud they went. But it's no problem. Like she said, I mean, a lot can happen in 2.5 years anyway, so we don't need to be going off of 2.5-year-old x-rays. It wasn't that she was going to base her purchase off of that. It was just a comparison to see where we are today. Yes. No worries. No worries at all. She has nothing else to do today. Okay, just let me know if you find anything or don't find anything. Yeah, no worries. Super nice nurse lady. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Well, she's taking him to a boarding facility called Legends. And they specialize in thoroughbreds. So, but she did say that she wanted you to continue to be his veterinarian. She told me that. She was like, I want him to continue to be his veterinarian so that he can, she's hoping that over time you guys can just have a little better prognosis. You know what I'm saying? Like if we keep Athens. Yeah. She lives in Maybank. So, yeah. Very, very super nice. Super nice. Yeah. Just let me know if he needs anything. I mean, we knew that there was something wrong. We just didn't realize it was that bad. So, but luckily he didn't go to a jumping home. Luckily he went to a trail riding home that really doesn't trail ride. So it's perfect for him to have a great quality of life. So he doesn't have to jump 18 hands of non-jumping. So that's okay. All right. Well, call me, I guess, after you get the X-rays and let me know how it goes. All right. All right. All right. Talk to you soon. All right. We literally have the greatest vet in the world. Greatest vet in the world. I loved Dr. Horner with everything because he was just the nicest guy ever, and he had Parkinson's, and he was just like, just a really great person. And, you know, we went through that journey with him. Dr. Horner had surgery, and, you know, it just came to the point that he needed to retire, but he was like an amazing person and such a heart for the horses. And I was really sad because we had never really found anybody that had quite that like passion for the horses. And I have found a vet that is like such a good vet, and he's just so good. We had a big horse here that we suspected something was a little bit off, so we really didn't push him on the page very much, and he found a home that is like a phenomenal home, and his prognosis is wonderful now. So already started treatment for a little problem. So it's awesome. It's awesome when stuff like that happens, and he has like the best home and the best horse hero ever. So, all kill buyers are horse traders first. Most kill buyers that you guys see on Facebook, truthfully, are not kill buyers, meaning that they really don't ship horses to slaughter. And, Michelle, no, it was not. It was, Spidicus no, he's great. So, listen. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of people advertising horses on Facebook with ship dates that they can't ship them to slaughter. But here's what I want everybody to know. That doesn't mean that they don't have a friend or a neighbor or a contact or somebody that they sell those horses to go to slaughter. So if you're buying horses from Michael Gibson, I don't like that guy. He has no ability to ship them to slaughter. Does that mean the horse might never go to slaughter? Not necessarily, because all he has to do is run it back through the right sell barn and another person buys it that doesn't have a page on Facebook. Bowie is an auction barn. They're an auction barn. I see lots of people say they're saving them from slaughter there. They're an auction barn. Elkhart is an auction barn. Now, does that mean that if you guys don't buy the horses that they were never in danger of going to slaughter? All of those horses are just one person away from being on a kill truck. So I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to bash buying horses from any trader either, because I know that all horses being advertised are just one person away from going to slaughter. If you don't buy horses from me, they go back to Jacob. Jacob takes them to slaughter. If you don't buy horses at Kaufman, they go right down the road and go to, well, they actually do ship from there right now, but he might not be somebody working with a plant directly, but Mike has been doing this his entire life. all of his horses are just one phone call away from being sent to slaughter. So it's really not like the public makes it out to be. I see a lot of misconception on social media by people that don't have a clue, you guys. It's like somebody that's never been a plumber trying to tell a plumber about plumber business, or somebody that's never been an electrician telling an electrician about electrician business. The kill horse industry is very complex. Most of them trade horses. They all buy horses. People stop by here Jennifer, Bowie is just a sell barn. They are an auction barn. They have a sell, and anybody can take horses there and sell them. They catch some horses back. They buy some horses back. But are any of those horses slaughter bound? They're one phone call away from being slaughter bound. So it's not fair to sit on social media and say, well, Bowie doesn't have, this, or Mike McBaron doesn't have that, or Jacob Thompson doesn't. Stop that. Everybody is only this close from being able to ship them. Like, if I needed to ship horses, I can pick up the phone right now and call 5 different people that could ship a load of horses for me. And I'm not a kill buyer. That's not what I actively do for a living. I'm not out like going to sales, but God forbid something crazy happened and it came like we had an apocalypse and I needed to get rid of all of them. Bastrop used to be an auction barn, and so here's the thing about it. There's a lot of, so I don't venture off of my social media. When I go on social media, I want you guys to see something about me. I have this little thing called Facebook pages. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but when I come to my phone, you don't even see the Facebook app on my phone. So what I have is Facebook pages. So when I pull up Facebook, I want you guys to see that it's very different for me because it's just my pages. And because it's just my pages, I don't have the ability to see a wall. I don't see what other people post. So I only see what people inbox me because I've just found for my own mental health, it's better to not be out there. So no matter what you see floating around about you're not saving a life, anytime you purchase a horse and you give it an amazing situation, you've saved its life. It doesn't matter if you bought it from a rescue, if you bought it from the guy on the corner who was starving it. It doesn't matter if you got it off of Craigslist. It doesn't matter if you bought it from us. It doesn't matter if you bought it from Tar Heel. It doesn't matter if you bought it from Bowie. It doesn't matter if you bought it from Alabama. It doesn't matter where you bought that horse. If you purchased it with your money and you took it home and you gave it a better home, you're a horse hero. And nobody should be able to make you feel like less of a horse hero because of where your horse came from. You know what that tells me? It tells me that the person writing that is jealous and they're angry and they're petty. That's petty behavior to tell people what they can and can't do with their money. It's petty to tell people that their rescue attempt and the horse they saved is not good enough because it didn't come from where you said. That's bullshit. People message me every fucking day on my page to ask me for help and ask me for advice on horses they bought from my competitor. It used to piss me off. I used to get mad. I used to be like, fuck that. I'm not going to help you refeed your horse you bought somewhere else. Like, I sell horses. Support me. Buy my horses. And then I started realizing that behavior is anti-horse. Everything I preach about, I wasn't living. Because if I won't help you with a horse you bought from Bowie because it didn't come from me, what does that say about my character? And I'm human, so I make big fucking mistakes. Like, I make big mistakes and I get moments that I do it too. I'm very guilty of being angry at people that buy from Bastrop or from Fountain Hill because I don't like them. And it was just this week that the guy at one of those pens got in Jacob's face again and told Jacob they were going to put us out of business, and was like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm not interested. And Jacob said it too. He was like, I just laughed and walked off because at this point in our life, like, this isn't a competition to us anymore. We have a 2-year-old little girl. I have this beautiful place that I'm so grateful for. I have the most amazing girls that work for me. And our life is just really happy. I don't really owe any money. Like every week I have a little vet bill, and every week I have a little hay bill, and I have a little feed bill. They're actually really big, but I just don't have like astronomical amounts of debt, and I'm just very thankful for that. Okay, like that's it. So what I've told people is, if you buy from any other pen except from us, Charlie can shuttle over and pick your horse up, and we can bring it here and quarantine it for you. There's lots of people in this area that quarantine, and they're a little bit cheaper than I am, but I can't do the job that we do for their prices. So I'm firm on my prices. I'm sorry I can't give you a price break, but I do a better job, and I stand by that. I'm not saying they don't do a good job. I'm just saying they don't do the job that we do. So I love what I have going on, and anybody that saves a horse is a horse hero. So don't let people on social media tell you what you can and can't do with your money. Don't let people on social media tell you that your rescue attempt or the horse that you bought is not a true rescue, and that because you bought that horse, you killed 5 more. That's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. Like, this is just, none of it works like that. All of that is petty, ignorant, anti-horse behavior. That tells me that whoever wrote that is sitting there, and 3,000 people shared it or something crazy, and that's 3,000 people that are just ignorant. That's ignorance. That's ignorance talking, and that's petty behavior talking. That's like looking at 2 little kids and telling them, because you're a different color, or because you're a different race, or because you came from a different country, or because you are different than this one, you're not a true whatever. You don't really deserve the help because you didn't come from the right place. So if you're a rescue person telling somebody that their horse that came from a kill pen isn't a rescue, only a rescue comes from a rescue, you are anti-horse, and you should be ashamed. You should honestly be ashamed of yourself. What about the horses that stand in those kill pens? Like, so what about them? You just think nobody should ever buy them again? And what do you think will happen? Are you really stupid enough to think that those kill buyers are just going to close up shop? Really? They've been doing this since before you were probably breathing air. Jacob's family has been buying kill horses since the 70s. And you think that because you told people not to buy from kill pens, that kill buyers are going to go out of business? You might be the problem, not the solution. So, let me just say this. I commend you for being a rescue. I thank you for every horse that you've ever brought to your facility and done the very best that you can for them. And I'm not going to tell people not to buy from rescues. I don't have to. Because there are people that won't buy from rescues already because they don't want to sign all the paperwork or be told what to do with their livestock once they own it. And that's okay. Do I think that people shouldn't buy from rescues? Absolutely not. I think anybody that can go to a rescue and adopt a horse and sign all of that paperwork, and that's okay with you and what you're doing in the future, those horses also need homes. Rescues have to adopt horses out to have money come in so that they can go and rescue another one. So I'm not anti-rescue. I'm anti-stupidity. I'm anti-petty behavior between people that are all just trying to do the best they can with their resources. And I think sitting on social media and bashing other people for their attempt at trying to do something, I really honestly think it's shitty behavior. And I'm not bashing all of you that are rescues. I commend you. But what I am telling you is it's not fair for you to tell people in the world that because they bought a horse from a kill pen that they didn't really save a life. It's not fair for you to tell them that their effort and their money and their heart isn't good enough. Because that's not fair either. I can tell you right now that horses leave this place every day for some amazing homes with the best horse heroes in the world, and they bought a horse from a kill pen. They made sure that that horse never went back to Jacob's, that it never, do people adopt and fly to other countries? I have flown 8 horses to other countries. We've had 8 to Hawaii, 1 to South America. We've sold multiple private horses to Mexico. I've had multiples to Canada. I think the furthest horse that's left here went to Africa. So That's really cool. The Hawaii horses kind of go a lot, and they fly out of California. And we've done quite a few of them to separate people. So that's kind of a cool thing. But I do think that rescues need to remember that waging war against kill pens doesn't do you any favors. It might garner you a little bit of attention because kill pens are like a controversial topic. But you have to remember that people that are actually spending their money and buying horses are not the people on your social media liking what you have to say. It's people that are sitting behind keyboards wanting to have a vendetta and be petty. So stop catering to those kind of people and start worrying about the people who actually spend money. Start worrying about the people that actually are hardworking citizens that want to do right by a horse. Those are the people out there that you need to be focused on, because they're the people that are going to buy the horses, take them home, and bust ass to get that horse back to a functioning citizen, back. They're going to rehabilitate it mentally, physically, and they're the people that financially can. Hardworking people that buy one horse at a time to rehabilitate them sometimes are the very best homes out there. And stop telling them that their effort doesn't matter because they're not a rescue and they're not adopting. I have lots of clients that can buy one, take it home, rehabilitate it, sell it, and then they take part of the profit, put back in their bank, take part of the money, and come and buy another one. And they do as much good in a year. They literally do as much good in a year as most rescues, because they're doing one a month. That's 12 a year. There are a lot of rescues out there that can't get rid of 12 horses because they're too busy judging everybody and causing drama and fighting. Shut up and go work. Do some shit. Get busy. I mean, I have customers that buy 12 to 15 horses a year from me. I've got multiples. And they take them home and rehabilitate them and retrain them and find them great homes and come back and do another one. And they feel really good about what they're doing. And it's not fair for some rescue to tell them, well, you're nothing but a horse trader. No, they're really not. They're just doing one at a time, and they're doing the best job that they can by it. You're not allowed to tell somebody else what they are or what they aren't. Stop projecting your negative mindset onto wonderful people just because they're not buying from you. That's what's happening. And I had to do the same. I had to stop being a little bit bitter. Telemarketer. I love that it tells you when you have spam calls now. I had to stop when people would contact me that bought from other lots and need help with their horse. I had to remember, none of those lots are going to pick up their phone and help you. None of those lots are going to answer any of your questions because they don't give a shit. And I'm one of the only people that probably does. I'm one of the only people that actually, even if you didn't buy it from me, I'm still going to pick up the phone and I'm still going to try to help you. Should I? Probably not. But I'm going to, and not because of you. I'm going to do it because of the horse. It's not its fault where it came from. So, I like people. I love horses. And I see people talk shit about me all the time. I see people talk so much shit about me. About that I am married to a kill buyer. And then they're like, oh, but he's not really a kill buyer. Oh, it's this. Oh, pick. Either Jacob is a kill buyer or he isn't a kill buyer. Oh, he's a felon. Oh, he's been in trouble. Oh, he's a wonderful husband, and he's a great dad to our daughter, and he's absolutely amazing to me. Every time he comes to see me here in Texas, because he's over there and I'm over here, he brings me flowers, and he brings me chocolates, and he takes me to dinner, and he treats me like a fucking queen. So let me tell you girls something. Get you a Jacob. I tell all of the girls, even Charlie, now that she's been around for so long, she'll laugh and tell people, get you a Jacob. It's like a joke. Get you a Jacob. Do you know why you need a Jacob? Because that is one man who loves me, respects me, treats me amazing, and I don't really care what people say about him on the outside. Oh, he's a felon. Okay. So are 40% of other Americans. So now we're going to judge people based on the fact they got in trouble once? Well, we got a lot of judging to do because there's a lot of them out there, girls. None of that matters to me. Jacob works hard. He pays our bills. He does everything he can to help me. He's so thoughtful. He is so thoughtful. He bought me this hoodie because he thought that I would love it, and he was so right, and I wear it all the time just because it makes me think of him. And so I'm just telling you guys, get you a Jacob, even if he's a kill buyer, even if he is a felon. Get you somebody that loves you, appreciates you, and that the work that you put into that man, he reciprocates. Like I told somebody, I can't help that Jacob got in trouble before I met him. I mean, I came in on the tail end of it, and I caught the end of it, and I stayed. Why did I stay with Jacob after he got in trouble and he became a felon? Well, it wasn't because I didn't have options. I mean, I'm not hideous to look at. I stayed because he's a really good person, and it kills me that there are people on social media that think that they have the right to judge him or talk about him. You don't. You don't live with him. You don't have anything to do with him. You don't like him because he's a kill buyer. Well, you don't sleep with him, so who cares what you think? But I'm telling you, ladies, all of you watching, he's amazing to me. Everybody needs a Jacob. You have a Lynn and not a Jacob? Is a Lynn hold on, it's the baby daddy. I was just bragging on you on live video. Did your ears burn? What you doing, daddy? Yeah. Yeah, you gonna load some Tobios and come see me? Okay. Yep. Well, all right. Well, I'm on a live video. Would you like to say hi to everybody? Okay, goodbye. He's in my phone. He's in one phone as baby daddy, and he's in my other phone as child support, and it is hilarious. So, I'm just going to tell you that regardless of all else, Jacob is wonderful. He's wonderful to me, and he's really good to the girls that work for me, and he's like super like daddy-ish to them, and not daddy-ish like he is to me. I mean, like, he tries to give them great advice. He tries to help them to be smart with their money. He tries to, help them to learn to save money and to build credit and to do all of the things that a dad should do for the girls in his life. Like, that is my Jacob, and I love it, and I'm so proud of him. You guys don't see him on video slitting a dog's throat. You don't see him on video like, being ugly. And the thing about Jacob is he's actually the kinder one of us. It's so funny. When Jacob puts his foot down, it's down, and there's no budging. He's a big guy. You're not going to get that 6'2" sucker to move. He's a really great guy. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever see anybody bash him, I hope that you sick them and you tell them that they can kiss my ass and then they can kiss his ass, because that's a good man. That's a good man. And sometimes good men make mistakes and they learn from them. And I think, looking back on it, I've gotten to where I almost appreciate people who have made mistakes and really learned from them. Do you know why? Because those people learn their lessons and they're better for it. I'm a little bit afraid of people that are still shitty and they've just never got caught, because see, they're just smart. They're just smart. So at least with Jacob, he learned from it, and he's good. He's good with our finances. He's good with me. He's great with our daughter, and he's really good to my customers. And I've had so many people be able to, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't own the horses. I can't do this. I can't do that. And they'll get a hold of Jacob, and he'll call me and he'll be like, Tara, this person wants to do X, Y, Z. So they're going to send this and then pay it off there. And I'm like, that's not our rules. And he's like, it's a really great home, and they have a little girl. And so Jacob is almost a better person than I am, because he's got he's a little softer, actually. And people cannot believe it. They're like, he's a kill buyer. And I'm like, he's a very soft-hearted one, I promise you. So it's just funny to me. I just read so much on social media about kill buyers, about how rescues are anti-buy from kill pins, and how, Jacob has a record. And I'm just telling you that 90% of what you read on social media is so twisted, so distorted, and it's to fit somebody else's vendetta. Be very careful what you read on social media, because 9 times out of 10, there's not a lot of truth to it. And what truth there is manipulated in a way that suits their vendetta. And that's not fair. It's not fair. It's like when you see that box with the knife, and it looks like the guy stabbing the guy, and then the big picture is that's actually that guy kicking that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a little how Facebook and social media is. Like, let's judge each other on how we treat each other. You know what I mean? Like, let's judge each other on how we treat each other. I'm super proud of Jacob. I'm super proud of myself. It's important to be as proud of ourselves as we are of other people. That way we learn to rely on our own thought process. I will always grow up telling Tinley, I hope you're proud of yourself. I am proud of you. But I want her to rely on her own thoughts. I don't need her going through life wondering if other people are proud of her. I want her to be proud of herself. I want her to always rely on her judgment. And that's something that I hope that I spew over to the girls that work for me. And I hope that indirectly I spew that over throughout the next year of you guys watching this journey and being a part of my business and being a part of my life every day, because y'all are my tribe. Y'all are it for me. I hope I spew that over to you, that every single day, you think, is this where my compass is headed? And you start to rely on your own judgment, do the things that make you happy, and don't rely on a single other person out there to tell you if what you're doing is right or wrong. Because when you start doing that, you just start to follow the masses, and the masses are often asses with a capital fucking M, because that's not the way to be. Just to watch rescues tell individuals that that's not saving a life, and shame on you for buying from a kill pen. No, shame on you for being a rescue who is turning your back to horses because they didn't come from you and you didn't profit from it. So now you're pissed. That is wrong. And then if you're going to argue with me and say, no, it's the bigger picture because for every one they buy, the kill buyer buys 5 more. That's also bullshit, because kill buyers only have so much money, so much capacity. Their trailers are only so big. Calm down, Karen. Calm down. If I went and bought 5 horses for every one I sold, I've sold 30 or 40 horses. So I would have 500 standing here or something crazy. Like, think about that. 200. I would have 200 horses. So if I went and bought 5 horses for every one that I sold, I would have 200. And I currently do not own 200 horses, nor have we shipped 200. So the profit that you gave to my business did not go buy 5 horses that I killed. That's not even, who thinks like that? Only a pessimist with petty mindset. You know what it did do? It paid Charlie. You know what it did do? It gave Aspen a paycheck. You know what it did do? It put new tires on my car. You know what buying horses from me did? It helps me still pay off my daughter's medical bills where she had a vaccine reaction. You know what else it did? It's helping me pay off Rachel's vet bill. You know what else it did? It floated my horse's teeth. You know what else it did? It bought big, beautiful hay bales that I couldn't afford when I first moved here. So we had to buy square hay and feed square hay. But then I sold a couple of horses and had a little bit of profit. And I called the hay guy and signed a contract for some of the biggest, most beautiful bales of hay you've ever seen in your life. And currently Henry, who just got turned out, is standing his fat ass at one of them enjoying it. So if you want to know where the profit that we make goes, look around you. Look at the quality of the care the horses receive. Look at the vehicles that we drive. Look at the girls who work for me. Look at this trailer house as we start to repaint and put new floors and build a porch and put rock skirting. Look around you. That's where the profit goes. And if you're the kind of person that thinks that the profit from the one horse buys 5 more, you don't even know how business works, and you should not be sitting on social media preaching to the masses about business. Especially a business that you don't run. That's what's shameful here. You have a lot of people who have never stepped foot into a kill buyer's realm telling people how kill buyers work. That's what's scary. That is what is scary. That's right. All of my beautiful blankets, all of the feed. We feed Neutrino Respond. It is one of the most expensive feeds that Neutrino makes. That's an all-around great feed, and it's my favorite. This place was not free. So if you want to see where the profit goes from the horses that are bought, look around. Look around. So I think when people share things like that, I hope that all of you watching this, all of you who share this video, all of you who come back and watch this on replay, see with your own 2 eyes how ignorant that mindset is and how petty that behavior is. And that you start to open your own eyes so that you realize that slaughter is not the enemy of horses. All of the drama and all of the don't buy from there and don't do this and don't this, and that's the enemy of the horses. The first thing that we did that was an enemy to the horses was when we closed slaughter in the U.S. Look at what they did. Look at what they caused. Now the horses have to go to Mexico to be slaughtered. Did you really think that was the answer? Did you really think that closing slaughter plants in the U.S. was going to save all of the beautiful horses? No, it didn't. And it's never going to, because horses will always be able to be exported across the border as privately owned animals, even if they're not supposed to be sent there for slaughter. People will still pass them as privately owned horses. And then when they are owned by a Mexican and they're down there and somebody that is in Mexico owns them, they can sell them for slaughter and do whatever they want with them. So stop thinking that you're going to bully people into not doing something just because you don't like it. Instead, do what's best for the horses. Start lobbying and helping to get slaughter back here in the U.S. Not only will horse prices be better so horses stop being cheap and free, the horses will also be in places to where we can regulate slaughter and we can actually fight for their care, the quality of the way that they're handled, and we know that they're doing the best job possible with the bolt gun. You know, that's what we need to do, is to start really focusing on lobbying on bringing slaughter back here. In Canada, some are shipped to Japan alive, and then they're fed out over there. But it doesn't matter if they're shipped overseas for private use or for meat use. I mean, death is inevitable, so we need to stop thinking that we're saving horses from death. We're just saving them from that death. They're going to die anyway. Everything dies. I'm going to die. You're going to die. So we have to remember that death is the end. Like, I saw a meme the other day that said that life and death have a love affair. And life has been sending death gifts since before we could even imagine. And it had like, life set a little turtle go. And the death, by the time it died, it was a big turtle and it accepted it. And I thought, that is such a thing. That is such a thing, that it's just part of life. And death is not always going to be peaceful. It's not always going to be perfect. And so to think that if we stop slaughter, that we're going to stop suffering is also not a thing. Slaughter doesn't end suffering. Suffering is just part of our reality as living creatures. And I'm sorry that a lot of people's parents didn't sit them down and have that talk with them when they were children. And now they have this unrealistic expectation that everything is going to just die peacefully by euthanasia. Well, homegirls and homeboys, that's not how life works. And I certainly hope that for all of the horses here, that's their fortunate ending. And I hope that we all live to be 150 and die a peaceful death in our bed one night, just fall asleep. But I don't think that's how life works. So I hope that we all at least get to live out most of our dreams and enjoy our families and just get to enjoy what little bit of a ride we have here. And I think it's time to stop being irrational and thinking that everything's going to be peace and rainbows. So I love you guys. I hope that my videos at least spark something inside of you that makes you want to rally behind the horses, charge. Let's save some lives. Let's do great things together. Let's do the most that we possibly can every single day to better the lives of the things around us. And let's also just love each other. And even if we don't agree, let's be nice. And stop writing these long articles about how people aren't really saving a life because they bought a horse from a kill pen. Some of my customers that buy from this kill pen have saved more lives than a lot of rescues. So it's just the way it is. So I just think that my perspective is a little different, but there's a lot of people who do value it and who do agree with it and who also share a similar perspective. And this is our tribe. And I like to think that we're the wild tribe. Here we are, just on the outskirts of all of the gossiping and just over here hanging out. So we are the wild tribe, and the wild tribe, I hope that I will see y'all tomorrow when we get new horses in. So we will have an amazing group of horses tomorrow, and I cannot wait to show them to you because we only have one left from last week. Even the little roan filly sold last night and she's going to Connecticut. How freaking cool is that? And we had 8 horses leave today to new homes. And I think we're amazing. I think everybody that shares in on this journey is just a fucking horse hero, man. Like, y'all are just doing your best, and I love it. And I think that y'all should pat yourselves on the back. You know, we're the wild tribe. This is what we do. I mean, we're a little wild sometimes, but we're over here just doing our best. And I told somebody the other day, anybody that watches my videos or sees my tribe and thinks that like we're bad people and bad stuff's going on is just somebody that needs a hug. Like, you got to be a little bitter to not think that what we're doing is super cool. So I love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow when the horses come in, and thank y'all for doing your part. You guys rally behind me. You comment on my videos. You like my videos. You share my videos, and all of that helps the algorithm spread. So our tribe keeps growing and our tribe keeps getting bigger. You guys support the girls who help me. Y'all are pretty badass. So now we just have Sweet Tea to go. We have one horse, and she's got a reprieve. She's got $200 paid down on her, and now she's just looking for the right little girl to teach all the play day events. So I think that we are pretty amazing. So bye, you guys.